So round they come then. Rookie 600s are going to go away first. You've got to think that with a dominant performance in practice this morning by nearly 3 seconds, by over 3 seconds, you've got to think this is pretty much a walk in the park then for Keaton Leatherland, haven't you? Very hard to see him being challenged here. Let's wait and see if anybody can take the fight to him in the race as we go underway. A sea of orange vests takes off, and predictably enough, it's Leatherland who heads down into Redgate for the first time.
I think Martin Johns might take it in time, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, get ready on the second. I can see Caroline now Patterson on the grid. She holds the flag up. She says, "Watch the lights." We are missing somebody. Oh, is that
Poleman?
Yeah, Poleman Arnie Carr doesn't seem to be there. Not sure what's happened to him. So I think it's going to be Sam Crone who leads them away. Who's that in second place? Is that Jake Donkersley? Not sure. Hayden Smith, I think, has got the slightly poorer start. Gets down into the first corner. Third place for him, I think. But again, they disappear off round the corner as we pick up the leading 600s who are just making their way up to Coppers already. So fair old gap between the two halves. Obviously, it's a nice long circuit here, so hopefully we won't see one race interrupting another race too much at all, which always tricky with a mixed grid, isn't it, Rex?
It is, because obviously the fastest, and one of the guys at the front of the rookies is very fast already, as he's proven in qualifying. The faster guys tend to catch the slower of the guys in the other class, bolstered by the 30 seconds or whatever between the two starts.
Yep. Well, Leatherland it is. I'm sure that's Leatherland. Can't quite pick him up the colours because obviously the orange vest disguises a lot as well. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be him out in front. I'm going to be interested to see the gap first to last already. I can't believe the gap he's opened up. He's coming out at Goddard's as the last of the runners and riders, just rounding the Melbourne loop there.
And so, it was him. And he has 3 seconds over everybody straight away.
Well, that's how much quicker he was in qualifying, so you kind of expect that.
Yeah.
You think somebody with a surname like Roche should be quicker than that, though, wouldn't you, really?
Well, Raymond.
Good old Raymond, yep. For you studiers of history.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where, who is it? Hayden Smith on the TZ, Kieran TZ, where he comes through in a minute, because he got the standard TZ start, which was kind of let's go backwards compared to it. Oh, there he goes.
So he's in third place over the line. That's not too bad. And it's the Crone from Donkersley, Smith and Fell. Then Lee. Then it's Bainborough, Davis, Sheriff, Prinos, Cooper, Harvey, Nichols, Gio, Pearson. I wonder if we've lost a couple of people. I think Richard Hayward might not have come across the line. Either that was a transponder glitch. We'll wait and see. There's a few people. I did hear some people didn't make the grid, actually. I think we said we were missing 4, so that'll be the 4 at the back of the field there. So nothing's happened to them on the opening lap there.
And Richard, if you remember in the YPM race, he was involved up at Coppice, so maybe he did make the grid, but maybe his involvement there has had some effect on his bike at some point.
Yep, could well be the case. So predictably enough, Leatherland has set the fastest first sector time in the 600s there. He's gone 1.4 seconds quicker than anybody else. He's into the 48.7. Everybody else is at least into the 50s. So big old gap on the first lap. He's got a 20-second gap first to last in the 600s. Let's have a quick look at the times that the quicker 500s are doing as well when they get to us. So that's a 39.264. So I think that's goodbye lap record time then, isn't it, mate?
Just
the middle there. Steve Draper. No, there it is. Steve Draper. 39.4. Yep. So there we go. Well done. First flying lap for him, and he's already set the lap record. That's impressive stuff, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. Another. I think is that number 4 or number 5 lap record that's gone today?
That's at least the 4th one. I didn't take any notes with the retros and clubmans. I need to look at it on paper, to be perfectly honest, because as you appreciate, it gets a little bit confusing just looking at the screen, let alone trying to break down the times.
Exactly.
So that's one of our last remaining lap records from 12 years ago going. So the only other one we need to see the back of now is the Clubman 600 lap record. Okay. That is the only one that has now stood for any length of time. And that, again, was James Puttrell. 36.6 though.
14, 36.6.
So 36.6, to put that in perspective, the let's have a quick look. The MRO 600 race is a 34.394, so it's a pretty decent time, but it's certainly beatable, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll wait to see if anybody can come up with the goodies there. The 500's over the line, and it is indeed Sean Crone leading, Jake Donkersley, then Hayden Smith in third, then Fell, Lee, Davis, Prinos, Bainborough, Sheriff, Cooper, Harvey, Nichols, Gio, Wolf, Buckham, Fox, Pearson and Goff. So a little bit of chatter on the radio there. I don't know if we've lost somebody around the circuit there. Let's see if somebody doesn't make it across the line, but no, it still seems to be over 30 bikes running as the leaders come over the line once again. It's another fastest second sector. There is a fastest lap out there somewhere, because Leatherland goes a little bit slower this time. In fact, quite a bit slower, really, 8/10 or so of a second.
Yeah.
So in relative terms, but he lost it all in the first sector because he's gone purple in sector 2 there. Does almost sub 51, so 50.3, and again everybody else in the second sector they're in the 52s and high 52s at that. It shows the sort of pace that he's got. I don't think he's mixing it with any of the 500s just yet. I'll be interested to see if any of the 500s start catching some of the slower 600s there as well. I think, yeah, already. There we go. If we look, Brown there being passed by a few now. Is he actually, maybe he's dropped out, to be fair, because he's dropping down the order. No, there he goes across the line. So yeah, the first of the 600s already fell victim to the faster 500s as the top 3 have gone past. And in fact, Crone to the next last running 600, Vale, he's only 3 seconds back. So I think that's going to disappear because he is running around about 8 seconds quicker than the man in front of him. So it shows the pace of these some of these slower bikes, in theory at least, because I think Crone's on a 400, as is Donkersley, Smith on the TZ 250, of course. So yeah, definitely makes for an interesting mix of bikes. Out the back end, Roche sets a personal best first sector time, still doesn't manage to crack the magic 50-second bracket though. You've got to be into the 49s if you want to be a competitor there. In fact, 48s is the best time we've seen from Leatherland, who looks like he's hit the cruise control already. Comes across the line with a 46.491, so he really is going quite a lot slow. I wonder if he's got some sort of a problem there, Rick, because that's a big difference in times. The leader, Leatherland, he's gone 7 seconds slower than his best lap in that particular lap. He must have outbraked himself somewhere, surely. He had a problem somewhere.
Check for gravel on the tyres, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you could be right, mate. Might have taken a bit of a naughty shortcut somewhere. An unfortunate shortcut.
Yeah, I mean, I notice Hayden Smith is doing PBs like regularly by the looks of things. So I'm not sure how much time he's had on this bike this weekend, like whether he did the Friday practice.
I think it's
or
the
whatever.
first time we've seen him out on this
Well,
machine.
that's the other thing I was about to say. If he's not been on one of these before, he's going to be on a bit of a steep learning curve. So I anticipate a rider of his ability to keep decreasing those times, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Hayden is the championship leader at this stage. He has won 6 of the 8 races so far. But he has been on the KR1S. I can't remember what he was on at Alt Park. That's probably he was on the KR1S, I think, at Brands Hatch. Can't remember what he was on at Alt Park. Somebody will tell me eventually. But either way, he's doing a really good job in the championship.
Is this a switch to this bike because of mechanicals with the KR1? Or
I genuinely don't know. I mean, well, KR1S is a lovely machine, but what would you rather ride?
Well, yes, and they historically back in the day when they were out there in Supersport 400s, they weren't necessarily the most reliable thing out there, the KR1S.
But is that because they tended to be very, very overly tuned, though, didn't they?
Well, they were a bit like the RGV. They were tuned, and the power valves did like to leave the power valve holding area and come and join the piston quite regularly.
Okay. Fair enough. Was that before or after your old friend Mr. Stevens had worked on them?
I could possibly comment on that.
Right, out in front then. Leatherland with the lap record comes across the line this time with a 42, so he's regained his mojo just a little bit there. And there we go, checker flag already. And Leatherland from Roche, from Johns, Waters, Morris, Wright, Hargreaves in the 600s there. And a lap record, as you mentioned before, on the second lap as well. Just as well he didn't leave it too long, because he's been going quite a bit slow in the lap record for the rest of it. But he does get the 25 points, the gold medal, and the lap record. So that's definitely